You know what I fancy? Some nice hot pancakes, des crêpes. So you can find recipes for crêpes all over the internet, but I will give you my own recipe that you can download in the description box below this video. This recipe is the one that my mother used to make, and I remember my mother, when she was expecting my little brother, she was making pancakes almost every day. She was out here and making pancakes on an almost daily basis. So let's get to it. Flour. Just plain flour will do. Some yeast. Yeast is here. We need some milk. We need some water. Rum. Where's my rum? Rum. Dark rum. What else do we need? Eggs. And these are eggs from our own chickens. We need some oil, some salt. I need, the only time I measure is when I bake. Oh, I forgot. Maizena, corn flour. I leave this so that I remember exactly what I've got in my jar. Right, let's start. If you want to see how the professionals do it on the French markets, wait to the end for a little taste of France. What I am going to do now is heat up the pancake pans. These are my two pancake pans that I only use for pancakes. They are very flat and they have very low sides. So I use 2 at a time, so it goes twice as fast to bake. 1 and 2. And I leave it on low. Oh, too low. Right. First of all, the flour. And we need 150 grams. 123, almost there. My husband is asking me, how many are you going to make with that recipe? Plenty. So that's the flour and 50 grams of corn flour. We also call it in France, la maïzena is the brand. So corn flour, 50. I've got plenty more in my cupboard, just in case I don't have any here. So that's the dry ingredients first. Pinch of salt. You always need a pinch of salt with the flour. Just that's enough. And I like to put things away so I know exactly what I've used. I'm asking my little helper, my cameraman, to tidy up. Next, this is in France a levure chimique. Alsa. My mum used to use that brand. For these crepes, only half a sachet that I'm going to use. So I do that. The sachet is that 1 or 11?
11.
11 grams. So half that. About 5.5 grams, yes. And again, I'm doing that by ear. Please have a packet. And I keep that for next time. I'm going to use, you don't have to, but I like to, again, it's through habit. My mum used to do that, so I do that. And some sucre vanillé. It's a little bit of sugar that contains some vanilla extract. And this one is 7.5 grams. I'm going to use the whole sachet. It's very subtle, but it really smells like vanilla. It's really lovely. I'm going to get rid of this straight away. That's the dry ingredients. And now I'm just whisking really well the dry ingredients together. I like to do that first so that I am sure that the salt, the vanilla extract and the yeast are well blended. Next, the eggs. 1 by 1, so we need 4. 1, 2. Oh, by the way, without the shell, or it will be too crunchy. So that's 4 eggs, okay? And that, what I put is one of these. I use that as a measure, just the lid full, which is not much. That's it. Lovely. So you may think, rum in pancakes? Yes, that is the French way. We add dark rum in our pancakes. Yes, yes, yes. And next I'm going to add milk and water. You can do your pancakes with just milk, but I like some water. It makes them a little bit lighter. So this is half a small glass. So we use as measures in France, and I'm doing it forever, these glasses. These are kind of standard glasses we used to have. We buy them with mustard in it, and we used to drink out of it, okay? Just half of that for the oil. All my life I've drunk out of these glasses. Half a glass, that's it. Not more. Now, what I do is I just mix all that. Reminds me, my mum used to do that. And I used to sit by her side when she used to make the pancakes or cakes. And from that, from the age of 9 or 10, I started baking. And my mum didn't always have time to do the dessert, so I took over. And I love making dessert. You do it by hand like that, without the wet ingredients, to avoid les grumeaux. Les grumeaux is lumps. It's the proper word in French, grumeaux. So you don't want grumeaux in your pancakes. Lots of dough is inside the whisk. Just tap it there. Okay, now the wet ingredients. I will put the exact amount in the recipe as a download, but for me, I just put the milk. Not too much at a time, otherwise it's difficult to whisk and you will make grumeaux. But I love this. It's so therapeutic. It's always the word that comes to my mind, therapeutic. So I can do that, bake, and then look outside, and I can look at the horses, I can look at the deer. So you can see how it's taking shape now. It's still too thick. So I'm going to add some more milk. You're supposed to put half milk, half water. So I'm going to start adding water now. And again, when you're used to baking, when you're used to cooking, you just look at the texture and you know if you need to add more or not. And actually, once it's been made, it starts to thicken after a few minutes. So you start baking and you will notice that the dough, or l'appareil as it's called, the proper name, l'appareil starts to thicken. So keep your water and your milk next to your frying pans. You will need to add a little bit as you cook. Do not ever stress. I see some people who stress one thing absolutely perfect to the drop. No, don't do that. Look at that. So it's liquid, still thick. And for a French pancake, still too thick. It's very much liquid. Right. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to put that here. I'm going to bring the dough here. Okay? That and that. Right. So what I do is I'm going to put it here. So I will need this. I will need the milk and the water. What I'm going to need to bake is oil, because you need an oil that has no taste and no smell. So I can't use olive oil, for instance. And you see, that's about the amount that I need, just to put at the bottom of the pan so they don't stick. And I use a couple of these. Matter of fact, look, I'm going to show you now what I do. Okay? So let's get closer here. My two pans now are hot, okay? So I put the paper here in the oil. And I do that. Ah! It's hot. That's all, nothing else. And I take one at a time. And I do that. And I don't use instrument, I just do it like that. As my mother used to do it, okay? And I twist the pan. They do the same for here. So you twist in the pan into a pancake. Yes, it's not perfect. It's still going to taste amazingly. Next, this. So, okay. So this one I'm going to turn it up a little bit more. And this one a little bit more. Because this one seems to be cooking faster. And they should be cooking at the same time. So it really does not take long for it to start cooking. Look at it underneath. It's like this. So it's starting to cook. As I said, it doesn't take long. But you start already. This one is a bit. It's no longer as good as it was. Okay. You just detach it from the bottom. And you can see that this one is taking longer. So I'm going to turn it up a little bit. Right. So. 1, 2, 3, puff, as easy as that. And this one, start unsticking it. So the first one is always a little bit dry with holes because the pan is dry. So as you're making it, it's going to start keeping the oil in. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so now in the dish it goes. Okay. My mom used to fold them. But you can leave them flat like that as you wish. This one has it like underneath. And you put it on top of the other. So let's have a look at the dough. Come here. You see how it's thickened, starting to thicken. It's normal because it got yeast in it. So add a little bit of milk. We're doing chemistry here, don't forget. And I just do that. You don't want it too thick because pancakes are not thick. They're not American pancakes, they're French pancakes, they're thin. Right, so that you can fold them and roll them. That's it. This one. Oh. And you may ask, Marianne, I don't know how much to put in the pan. Look how much I put in the pan. And little by little, as you keep making pancakes regularly, it will be natural. For me, I don't measure anything. I don't even think how much I put in. It does it automatically almost. That's the beauty. I love cooking this way because it's pure pleasure. And I do it sometimes just to relax. I go, oh, I fancy making pancakes today. And I just go and make them. My husband's always happy. So let's have a look. Starting to cook. And you can see when it starts to cook, you can see it start being a little bit brown at the edge. All along here. So that means it's starting to cook. So you can do that. And 1, 2, 3. Poof. Oh, Peanut is going to see about pancakes to see if anything on the floor because he likes pancakes. Don't you, Peanut? Right. My beautiful pancakes. Another one in. There. Well, you have to wait at the end of this video to see how I eat them with. Look at that. This is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Look at this one underneath. That's cooked. Up. When I finish cooking my pancakes, go and watch how the professionals do it on the market and come back to this video and you can see how we eat them. Ben, je vais en prendre 2 s'il vous plaît.
À emporter, vous voulez?
À emporter s'il vous plaît. Qu'est-ce que vous avez en...
Juste devant vous. Oui, sur chocolat, caramel maison.
Saucisse, je vais prendre 2 crêpes au sucre alors s'il vous plaît.
Tu me mets 2 sucres, Alex?
Oui. Vous mangez maintenant, monsieur? Oui.
Ça va, ça réchauffe. Ça
Ouais, mais
réchauffe
pas les pieds, hein.
pas les pieds, que
non.
les mains.
Ouais, c'est ça.
Non, c'est une journée, une matinée froide.
Ouais. Attends, manger des crêpes.
Elles sont belles, vous voyez, vous n'avez pas raté. Elles sont pas de combien? Avec deux sucres.
1,60.
Voilà, regardez la monnaie, c'est bien. Merci pour la... Regardez pas vu. So I bought these 2 crêpes au sucre, so pancakes with sugar, that the lovely lady here has made in front of you. And now I'm going to eat them with my husband with a coffee next door. Up! Look at this. So welcome back. This is my last pancake, and in a 12-inch pan, that's about a dozen pancakes. Look at those little beauties. And the last one can be either smaller than the others or thicker, because it's the last amount of dough. So here you are. This one is thicker. There. Up. Look at this. Okay, so how do we eat them in France? Either with jam, Nutella, of course, or with some lemon juice and white sugar. So let's try, and I will show you how we roll them or fold them. Let's do this one first. Oh, I need a knife. This one is the messiest. I'm going to cut the lemon. The lemons is coming from my sister and her husband went to Perpignan and they brought back a bunch of lemon. Oh, they smell beautiful. They brought it from a neighbor who has them in her garden. So these come from the south of France, from Perpignan. So I'm going to use that bit, a little bit less, a little bit more. Fresh lemon juice. Oh my gosh. A little bit of white sugar. So just a bit up. And you put them like this, and here you go. That's one. I'm gonna put it here. This is beautiful. What you can do also is fold them in half. Take a little bit of jam. So don't use, because we don't use, for instance, marmalade, but we're going to use red jam, like strawberry jam is a favorite, or apricot jam, or anything like that with red berries. Okay, and again, you fold it like that, or you fold it in half as you wish. Okay, another thing you can do is, we're going to do that with the Nutella, is you can roll them. Okay, so Nutella is a favorite with children in France, of course. So a spoonful. Okay, we're not into the, oh, you can tell it's winter, can't you? Right, so this Nutella is quite hard because it's cold. So what you can do is roll it. Beep, beep, beep. So children can do what they want. They can make it in half, put it in half, fold it in half in a triangle or something like this, and they can eat it like that. They make a little game of it. Either eat it like that, or they fold it like this and eat it like that. It is absolutely up to you. Personally, I like them like this, in triangle. How do you like to fold your pancakes? Now the ultimate test for me is going to be the Perpignan lemon and sugar. Let's see. Oh, I'm speechless. It's so beautiful. If you enjoyed this video, you will love how to bake a leek tart. A video on the screen now.